At Direct Service Garage Doors, we are your one-stop shop for all things garage door. From garage door repair and broken spring replacement to new garage doors and openers, we do it all. We're proud to be among the highest-rated local garage door companies in all of Central Arkansas. Our highly trained technicians are available 24 hours a day at no extra cost to you. So if you have an emergency, call us today, 501-244-3667, or visit our website at directserviceoverhead.com. Don't wait days. We'll fix it now.
All right, everybody, welcome. Another tough loss for the Razorbacks. This one coming at home to an SEC opponent, to Alabama. Let's get into it. 3, 2, 1. Yo. Another toughie. I'm not going to lie, the game did not go the way I imagined it would. I did pick Alabama by double digits, but I'm going to say I was really impressed with Arkansas for about 80% of this game. For about 80% of this game, I was impressed. I mean, I was thinking, I'm glad I'm wrong. And then all of a sudden, right around the 5-minute mark, right inside the 5-minute mark, it all kind of changed. They just took over. Brandon Miller knocked down a really nice three, kind of contested. It almost looked like a shot out of desperation. And not that it was, but it just looked that way, and he swished. That just took all the air out of the room. So shout out to Patreon supporters. Appreciate you guys. Everybody here in the live chat was really hoping there, especially halfway through the second half. I was thinking this is going to be a fun post-game show, and then Bama crushed my dreams. That's okay, though. Arkansas's got time to get these things fixed. Shout out to Direct Service Overhead, the show's first sponsor, the Garage Door Repair Company. They offer same-day services, quality parts, free estimates, affordable outcomes. Give them a call today at 501-244-3667. That's Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. Apex Tattoo Studio. You want to fill out a sleeve? You want to get a sweet neck tattoo? They're located at 615 West Oak Street in Rogers, Arkansas, 479-278-2694. And, of course, to Odd Soul Bar and Craft Bar and Pizzaria, located on Emma Street. If they don't have it on tap, well, that'd be surprising. Odd Soul with delicious pizza and wonderful local IPAs. I don't. Let's be honest. Season is over, says Lucas Wooten. Wow. Boy, that is a defeatist attitude right there. This one's tough to swallow because Arkansas did so well. You know, I mean, they hung in there. They were toe-to-toe, took the lead back. It looked like it was going to be a final 3 or 4 possession kind of game, and obviously it's not what it ended up being. Alabama did a good job of doing what they've done all year and just taking it over. I definitely wouldn't throw Arkansas out. And if you're saying the season's over with, I mean, you really haven't paid attention to what this team's done the last 2 years. I think that's a bit of a crazy reactional kind of fan reaction kind of take right now. Jay Bilas, Arkansas privileges are revoked. Yeah, the comments he made about the proposal on the pig there at the end, like, bro, come on. You obviously are disconnected from the way we feel about the Razorbacks down here. That was ridiculous. And then he kind of shit all over the fact that he proposed on a pig. Like, what the hell was that? Like, Jay Bilas, don't ever come back. We're good. We're glad that you got to your first trip or whatever. I didn't know that. He'd never been to a Razorback game. That was his first tonight, right? Man, get the hell out of town. That was ridiculous. Shitting all over that man where he proposed. The Razorbacks are a big deal. Clearly that it's pretty clear Jay Bilas doesn't get it. It's almost like he didn't realize, too, that Arkansas had 2 McDonald All-Americans on the floor, too. It was just weird. Yeah, Bama is clearly a better team right now. Right now. Where have they been in March? Where's Tennessee been in March? I don't know. I'm waiting. Like, they just kind of throw Arkansas under the bus, man. He did say, and I will give him credit, they gave a little bit of credit. Arkansas, he said Arkansas is going to be fine. I think he's right. They will get it figured out. I believe they'll get it figured out. It's not a guaranteed. He can if he. I don't know what you're talking about. Ty, the last 2 years are the last 2 years, not the future. This team can't shoot. Jordan, you do realize we were pretty piss poor shooting outside last year too, right? You realize they had to rely a lot on J.D. Note. J.D. Note led Arkansas in scoring in the month of January, 5 times? Like, they'll find their guy. Just relax. Just relax. It's going to be all right. I think they'll get it figured out. Now, does that mean they're going to go far into the tournament? I have no idea. They do have a bit of an issue on the offensive end of the floor. I would say probably more so than they did last year because they don't have a J.D. Note. They don't have a final minutes guy. A guy who can just, sack up and take things over one way or another, getting to the free throw line, knocking down clutch shots, knocking down contested looks, drawing fouls any which way they can. They don't have that right now. Arkansas just doesn't have it. I did really enjoy Devo Davis's defense. Really impressed with Devo. Say what you want. His shot selection is bizarre, but it's same old Devo, man. He shows up in these big games. Really impressed with his defense, and then his scoring in the second half really helped Arkansas hang around. Graham felt like the chosen one. He came in and provided a spark coming off the bench. Anyone who says the season's over and we can't get it done should just stop watching right now. Please stop watching. I agree. These are just kind of reaction. It's separates games like this kind of separate the fans from the fanatics. The fanatics are the ones that typically they're the ledge jumpers. They're the first ones to the ledge, and they're the first ones to jump off the ledge. I would say just wait. Let the season unfold. Yeah, but Jordan, he also lost minutes. Did he not lose minutes as the year went on? Did he not have to come off the bench? I think he did. Yeah. They had to put likes in the final minutes of the game just to get to the charity stripe. That's how they found a way to win games until they really found the fluidity on the floor. Again, Jordan, you're just being emotional. It's okay. We got a lot of work. We got a lot to work on before we play the Tide again at Coleman. Yeah, I agree. Likes was a liability. He was. Likes was as much of a liability as anybody, but he got really – I mean, the beautiful thing about Likes was his ability to just knock down shots at the free throw line. Again, they don't have that this year so far. I think give it time, they'll hopefully find that guy. Looking at the number sheet, it is it's something else, man. I mean, I once again, Arkansas – gives up 3 double digits to starting 5. Clowney with 15, who, by the way, that guy should have fouled out, I don't know, about 4 times in the second half, but whatever. He was on the floor for a little bit there and collected that 4th foul, and whatever. Just a lot of bullshit on both ends of the floor. I'm not saying that Arkansas didn't get home cooking. They did. It's just college basketball. I mean, it's frustrating to watch when you watch the NBA and then you watch college basketball. It's so frustrating. Some of the tacky bullshit calls that just disrupts momentum entirely. Both ends of the floor. I think Arkansas did get some home cooking. They did get away with some fouls. So did Alabama. It's not the reason why you lost. You lost again. I feel like we have to say this every once in a while. You got outplayed in the final few minutes of this game. It was a ball game till about 5 minutes to go. It was a good ball game. A little back and forth. It was chippy, really physical. How about Sears for Alabama going 10 for 10? Sears got the majority. He got a lot of points. He got a lot of points at the stripe. 10 for 10. Miller was 6 of 7. He was also 2 for 2 outside. Listen to this. They shoot 46%, 25 of 54, right? 9 of 20. 9 of 20. That's 45%. Now, they struggled early on like Arkansas did at the free throw line. They end up going 25 of 36 at the line, 69%. They got a little bit of production off their bench. Alabama went 10 deep. They went 10 deep. And did a good job. Ended up with 37 rebounds, tied Arkansas in that category. Looking at Arkansas, Mikell and Mackay both started, and I kind of knew at that point this is not going to be a Walsh, Black, Devo, and the Mitchell twins starting. You just knew this is not going to be the offensive basketball game to start things off with, and it certainly wasn't. Seemed like they hung around about the 18 to 21 point range for a little longer than they should have. Devo ended up with 16, man. We could talk about his shot selection all we want. He goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line, but then when you talk about the shot selection part of it, he goes 6 of 17, but he was 2 of 3 outside. My God, you're going to buy that. You're going to buy that. He went 2 of 3. He missed a couple of his mid-range jump shots. He missed a couple of those. Took some bizarre shots when he tried to drive the lane. 15 turnovers. Arkansas was 15 turnovers, just 9 assists. Not a lot of ball movement tonight for Arkansas. They did end up with 10 offensive rebounds. Again, you're going to take that, right? You're in double digits in the offensive rebounding category. That's pretty nice. 4 blocks to their 5. Like, you were in a lot of numbers, other than obviously going 26 of 61 to their 25 of 54. You held them. Listen, despite the open looks, you hold them to 20%. You hold them to 20%, or I'm sorry, you hold them to 46 or about 25% in a portion of the second half. I got that number mixed up. I think for about the first 6 minutes, Alabama was shooting just south of about 30%, is what I have noted here. Alabama does end up finding a way to get it done, and they pull away. That foul there at the 0.5 second mark was just goofy by Black. I don't know what that was all about. Sears again ends up being the leading scorer of the game with 26 points. Miller, you held him in check. You held him scoreless in the first half. I kind of thought overall Arkansas did a fantastic job on Miller. Devo Davis did a fantastic job on Miller. Walsh was just 2 points. Walsh disappeared. Anthony Black with 5 points. He did have 5 rebounds. He turned the ball over 4 times. Just 1 assist. Not a good night by he or Walsh. Mitchell twins were active. 9 rebounds between the two of them. 15 points, but a couple blocks by Mikell. Of course, Mackay would foul out. Along with, obviously, Anthony Black with that goofy foul there at the 0.5 mark. But again, Graham and Devo were why you were in this game. If they could just kind of figure out what they need to do to close these games out. They just don't have it figured out. I don't know if they just ran out of gas a little bit tonight. They went with a 9-man rotation. Pinion didn't play much at all. I don't know that he got more than 3 or 4 minutes. I could be wrong. Pull that up on the stat sheet here, the Razorbacks stat broadcast sheet. How many minutes did he get? Pinion ended up with 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. Jalen Graham, 19. With nights like this, he's increasing his workload. He's gonna be a 20-minute guy if he keeps this up. Again, Council had 15. He was 4 of 10. He shot 40%, but he was over 2 outside. I really think, again, we could talk about the free throw shooting, and it was for it being a home game, you're not pleased with 65%. 2 of 10 outside once again. 2 of 10. Guys, this is not going to cut it. This just isn't it. I do think they're going to figure it out because it just feels like they're so damn close, and yet they're so far away. They have the talent. You've still got 2 McDonald's All-Americans on the floor with a whole bunch of 4-stars and big-time transfers. I think they're still trying to figure this out without Brazil and without Nick Smith. And listen, I told you guys earlier today, we're going to be saying that a lot because it's true. They're trying to figure shit out. Brazil's the kind of guy that would come off the bench and get you 15, 20 points. It almost seemed like just too easy for him. They don't have that. Maybe that can become Graham. But he got you 16 tonight, and again, he and Devo are why you were in this game. Nothing. I mean, Council too. I mean, you ended up with 31 points off the bench between Graham and Council. Kamani Johnson didn't play. I really thought Kamani. Well, I mean, he did, but he didn't get a lot of minutes. What did he end up with? 6 minutes. Little surprised. I mean, it's not like they were desperate underneath, but I mean, I know he's kind of a guy you rely on when you just need brute strength, brute force under the iron. But Kamani, I kind of thought maybe they would rely a little more on Kamani. But, I mean, again, they went with the Mitchell twins. And Jalen Graham is oftentimes a mismatch. Jalen Graham, by the way, 8 of 10. We got to talk about that. 8 of 10 tonight. Are you kidding me? He didn't get to the charity stripe, but he was 8 of 10. And Council, again, 40% is not bad. Devo ended up going 6 of 17, like we mentioned. 2 of 3, 2 for 2 at the free throw line. In fact, he knocked down your first 3-point of the game for Arkansas in the second half. They have got to get this thing figured out outside. I mean, 2 of 7 just isn't going to cut it, man. That's just not a good number. Red Wolves with the $5 super chat. What's up, man? How you doing? This team needs to know how to shoot the three and free throws. Where's Ford, Barry Dunning, and the rest of the bench? I thought our bench was deep. Well, I think right now they're still trying to figure out what they want to do, and they want to do it with the older guys coming off the bench. They want to do it with the names that we just mentioned. I mean, I'm like you, a little bit surprised that they didn't. I don't know, kind of surprised they didn't experiment a little bit more. But then the game was tightened up right in the second half. It wasn't really desperation until those until inside that 4.5 minute mark. That's when things got desperate, and by that point, it kind of felt like. Kind of just felt like it was over by then. 2 McDonald's All-Americans that can't shoot, my guy. Okay, Sanders. Thank you. I wonder when the last time we gave up 51 points and a half at home was. That's what it was, wasn't it? Yeah. I hate losing, but I hate stupid play more. To me, Walsh has been the most disappointing. He's very, I don't know. He's great. He can be a great defender. Gets a little sloppy. And it shows through. What's up, Brett? How you doing, man? Walsh, so much potential. Yeah, I mean, they got to figure it out. We're putting a lot on Black and Walsh tonight. I mean, we got to remember they're freshmen, and they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to gel with a lot of newness on the floor. Alabama's freshman got it figured out. Their guy figured it out. He figured it out in the second half. Miller did 14 points in the second half. Now he's a different kind of player. I mean, there's a reason why he's a lottery pick. Why he's looked at as a higher prospect, depending on who you read, than Nick Smith. That's the advantage of having someone like that on the floor. I mean, he just kind of took over. And Sears, again, 10 for 10. On the road at the free throw line, 7 of 16 overall. He shot 50% outside. Man, Sears was feeling it. He's capable of doing that, man. Again, they shot 45% outside. I thought I had my numbers mixed up here. That's my bad. It was Bama who shot. They were 9 of 20. Outside, 69% at the free throw line. Again, they were 46% overall field goal percentage. Gave up some open looks, man. Arkansas, again, they knocking down just 2 threes. They were aggressive. I thought they did a good job sometimes forcing the issue, trying to play above the rim, doing their thing. It looked like, again, they were starting to kind of have their way against Alabama. And if they could do that, if they're capable of doing that for a half, I'm telling you, it just feels like they're close. And again, still so far away, right? It was mid-January last year. I think it was right smack dab in the middle of January when Arkansas started to get this thing figured out. Maybe that's the magic number. It doesn't work out like that, right? It could take them till February. You just got to hope you win some. You can't afford. Again, you're 1-3 right now in conference play. You're 1-3. You're 0 for on the road. It's not looking good. Now you have Vanderbilt. You're on the road against Vanderbilt. You're on the road against Missouri. So these next 2 games are on the road. Then you're back home on the 21st against Ole Miss. Missouri's not that impressive despite having a really good offense. I mean, they blew a 17-point lead inside Bud Walton. I mean, they felt like a paper tiger. I think they kind of are. But Arkansas going on the road to Columbia, that's going to be a tough matchup. Ole Miss again at home on the 21st, and then you close out before the SEC Big 12 Challenge on the 24th against LSU. That's in Bud Walton. Then you got to go on the road to Baylor at either 3 or 5 p.m. on Saturday, January 28th. So there are some opportunities here. I think you're capable of beating every one of these teams I just mentioned. At Vandy, at Mizzou, Ole Miss, LSU. Baylor, I don't know. I'll be honest. I haven't watched a lot of Baylor. I know they're decent. And then after that, you're home against A&M. Then you're on the road against a piss-poor South Carolina team who just beat Kentucky. And you are against Kentucky on the road. You're not getting them at home. You got to go to Rupp, February 7th. So that's something to keep in mind. When we recruited Walsh, this is from Tercer with the Super Chat. When we recruited Walsh, what were we expecting to get? He doesn't seem to provide anything offensively. Yeah, well, they're just not there yet. He's just not there yet. I mean, that's the only thing you can say. I think he's better than what he's played. I will say that. How much better? I don't know. Yeah, Walsh has been very hit or miss. I agree with that, John. He's been very hit or miss. He's very streaky as a player. His on-the-ball defense could be salty. I mean, there's no doubt. His on-the-ball D is not horrible. You have the voice of an angel. I'm sure you do, Sanders. I'm sure you do, sir. We're good. We're good. Schedule gets easier for a bit. I think Nick Smith comes back in February. Stick with him. Yeah, I mean, there is that possibility. Now, like I've told you guys, I'm kind of living in he's not coming back. That's not me. That's just me in my head. I've just got it in my brain that he is not coming back. You just need to figure out, you need to work with what you have. If he comes back, hey, great. The more the merrier, Nick Smith. Join the party, fam. Join the party. Help us win some games. By February, yeah, I mean, you've already played. You get a little bit of a break. I mean, I shouldn't say break. Don't let me put it that way. It's not like Arkansas is undefeated in Nashville against Vanderbilt. But you're at Vandy, Saturday, January. I still don't have a damn calendar in here. Why do I not have a calendar in here, damn it? Where's my producer? Anyways, January 14th, I know I've got one on my computer, but I refuse to use the one on the computer. But yeah, Vandy, you never know. Mizzou's salty, man. I mean, they are. I mean, they did have a 17-point lead on Arkansas, but they blew it. And then you got Ole Miss again on the following Saturday after the final. Actually, it's one of the final Wednesday games of the year against Missouri. You don't play another Wednesday game until A&M. Is that right? Am I right on that? Is that the last? Yeah, that's the last Wednesday game until A&M on the 15th of February. I mean, you guys have seen the February schedule. It's an interesting schedule. It starts off a little like, okay, all right, Kentucky's struggling. South Carolina's struggling. Mississippi State, what are they? At A&M on the 15th, right smack dab in the middle of the month. Well, I say right smack dab, not right smack dab, but you know what I mean. You got Florida at home, Georgia at home, and then you close the year out against Bama on the road, Tennessee on the road, and then you really close the year out on the regular season against Kentucky on March 4th in Fayetteville, 1 p.m. I love how they have these times. I love this. Like, that's just, I love that. What happened to the perfect free throw? Well, they need to do it more. Ain't no way they beat Baylor, says Steve-O. Yeah, maybe not. Yo, what a beat, Ty. What's up, Thomas? How you doing, man? Walsh is a very good player. People who just watch the ball in basketball don't see what he does off the ball defensively. He's a good defender. Now, he's not quite Devo. Devo is a smarter defender. He sticks on you like white on rice, man. I mean, he's just so fun to watch on defense. I don't know that I've had so much fun watching him just shut people down. And yeah, eventually, it if you look at Miller's points, I mean, it started off, I think he was 6 of 7 at the free throw line. His first points, all of his points, his first 6 were at the stripe. I mean, Devo did a great job on him tonight, man. If Nick Smith was leaving, he could have already done that. What did Charles Harper say about Walsh? We really needed Nick and Trayvon. I think I love Anthony Black, but he has got to get a shot and hit free throws, and Council takes nights off. Well, I thought he did really good in the second half. I thought Council came around a little bit in the second half. Prison ball. Prison ball. I haven't heard that one in a while. That's pretty funny. Yeah. I think no matter what, yeah. Nick's a one and done. There's no doubt. Nick is a one and done. I have faith in Musselman. I have no reason not to be at this point. Yeah, again, he's the last couple of years he has turned it around, typically sometime in January. That's not automatic, that's not a given, right? Every year you've got different hurdles, and it's I really thought tonight they may have solved some of it. I felt like, and maybe they have, and maybe they'll learn from this and move forward. I'm not counting them out of any game. You say they have no chance against Baylor, I disagree. I'm not saying I'm picking them. I picked Alabama today by double digits, and Arkansas I thought was going to prove me wrong. I really did. I thought Arkansas was going to prove me wrong. They were great up until, again, those final about 4.5 minutes. It all kind of fell apart. Oh, okay. Ty said Walsh is friends with Black, and they played against each other. Blah 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 blah. Oh, okay. Cool. Play forward. He can hit threes. Arky 56. It's past your bedtime, sir. Those other teams had seasoned players and leaders. The Hogs will not make the tournament. Field goal percentage sucks. Wow. Think so? You think they're just going to straight up miss the tournament? Okay. That's a bit of a hot take, but all right. Yeah, listen, man, when you got teams like Alabama that are red hot coming into Fayetteville, it's just tough, man. I mean, they're beating everybody, and they're scoring 82 points a game or something. I mean, they've got it figured out. They are what I think some people were trying to tell us that Arkansas was going to be. They are actually that. I think they are the best team in the SEC between them and Tennessee. My question is where are they going to be come March? We've seen this before out of both these teams. I mean, my God, Alabama's won the regular season. I mean, Nate Oates is a regular season champ. Barnes, Tennessee, this is nothing new. Like Arkansas getting off to these slow starts. Alabama and Tennessee looking like they're God's gift to college basketball. Their fans will certainly tell you as much. And then they disappear in March. This is why I'm not buying into all this yet. I mean, I will if this continues and we're at the end of January going into February really desperate for Nick Smith Jr., then I'll probably start to question a lot more. Not that I'm not right now. I'm not telling you that it's a given that they turn this thing around either. I'm just not hitting the panic button yet. I want to see. I really thought for 80% of this game, and I know it's hard to buy into it, and that's fine. But I feel like we were here last year where they had an ugly loss, and then they turn around and they have another loss, but you see them kind of close the gap, and all of a sudden the team starts to buy into what it is that Mussel's trying to preach to these guys. I just think that highly of Musselman. Again, back-to-back Elite Eights, and the way he's turned this team around the last couple of years, along with the recruiting. Again, you've got studs up and down the floor, or up and down the bench, I should say. Yeah, Walsh isn't doing what we thought he would be doing at this point, but we also didn't imagine we'd be without Nick Smith. We didn't realize coming into the year, at least before Europe, we didn't realize what we had in Brazil. And we still weren't really sure coming back from Europe what Arkansas had in Brazil. And it turned out to be like icing on the cake. Like, oh, my God, this dude, what was Mizzou doing with this kid? And now you've lost him for the year. And now you might get Nick Smith back, but we just can't. They have to get this thing figured out. They've got to get it figured out, and they're starting to run a little short on time. Like, 1-3 is not how you envision starting this thing. You don't have a hell of a lot of games left at home. And we know winning on the road is tough. Where you play matters. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge to one of you. All love, though. All love. Arkansas is going to have to get this thing figured out sooner than later. You are starting to, again, 1-3 is just it's not the way you want to start this thing out. I keep saying 1-3. It's 1-2, isn't it? Did I say 1-3? My bad. It feels a lot later. No, they are 1-3. LSU, Auburn, and Alabama. Yeah, ESPN just hasn't caught it yet. I was looking at the ESPN with the 1-2. I was like, wait. Yeah, Missouri again. And I think you've seen signs in every one of these games. You've seen little tidbits. You've seen signs here and there that they're, that they've got it. That they can do it. They're capable of doing it. They've just got to put together a complete game. Free throw shooting is if you're going to ask me the one area you're really concerned about, well, it might be a toss-up between outside presence and free throw shooting. It might be a toss-up between those two. Both are bad. They're not good in either one. They're bottom 3, I think, in free throw percentage in the SEC. Doing a pretty good job of getting to the free throw line. They're just not doing a very good job of knocking down those shots. So we'll see. We'll see if they get this thing figured out. Again, Vanderbilt's not a given. Arkansas does not have a fantastic record in Nashville. Actually, I don't even know what it is. I know they've lost there when they shouldn't have, and I know it's been a struggle there at times. Arkansas should be able to take care of business there. Again, you take on Mizzou and you come back home for a couple of games, Ole Miss and LSU. We'll see where they're at. Maybe at that point, and I know we're going to say this every single post-game show and every single live show, but we'll come back around, and hopefully before they enter February, they've kind of got this thing figured out. Yeah, it's definitely about buying in. I think you're wrong. 360 there. I think again, it's about finding that chemistry on the floor. It's about finding the chemistry on the floor. It's about getting them to gel together and buying into what Musselman's trying to get them to do on the floor. Yeah, no, I think it is. It's not all of it, but it certainly is a part of it. Anthony Black not aggressive enough, and he taller than every opponent. Yeah, did you see him? He just took the ball out of that. I forgot who it was for Alabama. But he just took the ball out of his hands when he was trying to shoot. When he was trying to go up with it. He just took it out of his hands. That's what Black can do, man. I mean, long arms, tall body. I mean, he could just kind of – and he could take games over on the scoring end of things too. We just really need Arkansas needs somebody those final minutes that you can rely on and get some points. Who can take games over in the final 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah, I agree with what Steven just said. If you think these highly recruited guys can do basics, you're crazy. It's 100% believing and buying in. Confidence. I agree 110%. All right. I do appreciate you guys. Remember to like, share, and I know it's a bummer night, but like, share, subscribe as you're coming out of this. I do appreciate you guys. Shout out to Patreon supporters. To the $8 and up club, look at you guys. Look at that. You got your highlighted green names. You guys are rock stars. I appreciate each and every one of you. But also, anyone who donates to the Patreon, I appreciate all of you. I know these are bummer shows. These are, they're bummers. But hey, hopefully they get this thing turned around. If not, yeah, I mean it's going to be it's going to be a long year if they don't. And that is absolutely on the table, by the way. Again, I am not saying they won. I'm not saying that I 100% without a doubt believe they're going to turn it around. Without a doubt. No, I do think they will turn around. There is some doubt there. There are some things that they're having to deal with. Every year for the last 3 years, it's been something else every year that they have a hurdle to jump over. And Musselman has found a way to get the right chemistry, the right formula, and the right rotation down. Sometimes it takes them, again, till about mid to late January. So we'll see. Just got to let it play out. It's good to decompress for sure. Thanks, Ty. Yeah, it's kind of what we do, isn't it? In the end, sad but true, I will be right. Right about what? What are you talking about? Totally different team. Too young. What did they have a couple years ago? How many freshmen were contributors? How many freshmen? They are younger. This is a young team. It is a young team. I think this is probably when you look at what who plays on the floor, who gets the minutes. It's you've got some freshmen getting a lot of time, Walsh and Black, but we've seen some freshmen be outstanding under Eric Musselman. So, and you've got other very young freshmen, first, second year players make it very far in the NCAA tournament. So I wouldn't put all your eggs in that basket. 360 STS. I get it. Everyone's a little bummed out, but that's fine. Hey, we'll get through this thing together. By God, we'll be here. You can have your you can have your meltdowns here as long as you keep it within the context of what we're talking about and don't go too far with it. I won't overreact till February. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, February. Yeah, might be a little bit different story. Right? Then we're probably, if they don't have it figured out, we're panicking. We're hitting the panic button in February. But let's at least give it until that, right? I'll cheer when we win and throw a fit when we lose. Oh, well, yeah, it's part of being a fan. All right, I will see you guys on Friday. We'll have a show on Friday. Hopefully they get some more recruiting news. Still waiting on a couple of players in the transfer portal talking about Razorback football. So hopefully we have some news here soon. But if not, there's plenty to talk about on Friday, including Arkansas basketball. So I'll see you guys then. Woo Pig. Go Hogs.